A few days ago, Brooke Tudine posted an inspirational quote on her wall that got 17 likes and 3 comments. Thumbs up, Brooke. Geico also wants to make a comment. In just 15 minutes, you could save hundreds of dollars on your car insurance by switching to Geico. And nothing says inspiration better than saving money. Well, except for those posters that say things like teamwork, excellence, and make it happen. Hashtag keep climbing. Hashtag savings.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, Nate, how you doing? This is Jay Lee, and you got Dave Starr, my co-host on Huddling with the Pros Sports Talk Radio.
How you doing, guys?
How's everything tonight?
I'm good. Chilling with my son right here playing Mario Wii, that Mario Kart.
Oh, you got that new Mario Kart?
Yeah, they bought it for my birthday. My kids did.
It's still into the video games, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I guess you never grow old of that.
Nah, not when you have 3 kids that love playing video games, so you got to kind of adapt to the environment.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like my son's all into the NBA Live, or I don't know if it's NBA Live or 2K14. I'm not sure which one he's playing, but yeah, he's making up his own players and trying to increase their skill level.
I used to do all that.
Yeah, back in the days when you had downtime in the dorms.
Yeah.
Hey, so that's I'm going to tell you, when you were on with the Knicks, when you came up, I think my son and my daughter, you were one of the first slam dunk contest winners that they actually saw, and seeing someone that was, wasn't 6'5", 6'6", that got them all into it, and that they. After your first one, they just kept looking for you, and then when you pulled out the kryptonite outfit, I think that threw them off, and that to me was my favorite part.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yes, and Nate, I remember, about 1986. I remember seeing Spud Webb. He was at 5'7", and he was winning a slam dunk contest, and then we see you, only a little taller at 5'9". You win 3 of them, in 2006, 2009, 2010. And I always wondered, when did you realize you could dunk? Was this pre-Washington Husky days, like when you were in high school?
When I was in high school, that's when I really, found out that I could really get out there and throw it down. So I was like, well, man, this is kind of cool because, now it just completes my whole game. That's a part of me. It's just, just actually going up and slam dunking. It looks unbelievable, and I make people believe that it's possible because it is.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like it looks like you have springs in your legs. I mean, you're just jumping over 7'1" centers in the slam dunk contest. It's a sight to see. How are you doing with your rehab? I know you tore your ACL in January. How's that going?
Thanks for asking. It's going great. Right on schedule. Not like an hour ago, I just got back from rehab. I rode my bike 10 miles of rehab and 10 miles, 5 miles there, 5 miles back. So I ride 10 miles every 3 days a week.
Nice. Are you going to be ready and healthy for the season, or are you going to be a little late for that?
I believe I'll be right on time. I'm just going to make sure everything is perfect on my behalf, and my confidence is high to get out there and, get contact and play and have fun again. I mean, I'll know exactly when, but I'm hoping that it'll be right on time.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, because you're one of those explosive, high energy players, and I hope you come back with full strength because you add an excitement to the game. But the big thing is you're coming out with a book, Heart Over Height. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
It's pretty much, my life story about who Nate Robinson is, and everything that I had to, overcome, all the obstacles, and so many doubters in my life, and I have so many great people that have been in my life to help me, get to who I am today. It's just a true underdog story, man, for any underdog. No matter how tall, all shapes and sizes, it really doesn't matter, and I just really feel that, I felt that, kids should know exactly, how it happens to make it to, out of your situation, growing up and, to make it to NBA and all your dreams that you set aside and you think about that you want to accomplish and they actually coming true. It's just everything in there, man. It's just my life story.
Yeah, I know. It must be like, to come out of the forest, all these big, tall giants, and be able to, put it in the hole. I mean, that's some accomplishment. And I know Isaiah Thomas and and Spud Webb. They were mentors in your book. Like they were in your corner. And I'm just kind of curious. Like, were you the guy that were you ever left out like of pickup games growing up? Like, or was there a point when people stopped looking at your height and just said, hey, this guy could flat out play?
I mean, when you go to the park, and me always play with older guys, so like when I would play, and me and my cousin would go to the park, we'll play 3-on-3s or 5-on-5, and it'll be me, him, and my brother. Like we would just go hoop, and if they were better than us, and they would dominate us, and we were just hanging with them and started beating them. So they knew that we could play. So they were like, all right, like it's like you're stamped in. We know that you can play. You're pretty good. So at the park, I really never had a problem with, getting picked up on the team. It was just that once I got out there and started playing, they're like, wow, he's so little and he's just out there hooping like he's a giant.
I wonder about Muggsy Bogues. He had even more of a problem at 5'3", right? But I guess after a while, your skill set on the court, that's all that matters. People see what you could do, and they start looking past the height.
You get that one chance. That's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. And another question I want to ask you, I know you were like a two-sport star in high school as well as college, and besides basketball, you were also a high school player of the year in football. Did you ever have any aspiration of playing like defensive back in the NFL, or what leaned you toward the NBA?
Well, the football came first. It was easy for me to play football. It was fun. I was in love with it. Deion Sanders was, he was a guy that I looked up to, who I wanted to be just like, So those are the type of guys that I like to play like. So I just try to create my own game, and I ended up, doing that as well. Football was awesome, man. It was so much fun. It was easy. So I knew I could play in the NFL at any time. I can play right now, but it's just something about basketball. People always told me, you're too short to make the NBA, and I just wanted to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, you stand out more in basketball, because in football you got a lot of 5'9" corners or wide receivers, and
running
back. I
think
that
flankers.
Oh, exactly, right. Yeah, so but you proved everybody that you could play. That's for sure. And one other question I had for you, Nate. What would you tell like all the kids out there, that they may not reach the 6 feet mark? They have dreams of like being the next Nate Robinson. Would you have any advice for them on their on their game, how to approach it?
For me, I just would tell kids like, it doesn't matter how tall you are. Every person has their path of making it to whatever level that they want to make it to. But you have to believe in yourself, man. It's like, I know this sounds crazy, but I tell people all the time, it's like the Peter Pan theory. Like when Peter Pan went back to Neverland, the lost boys, his friends, brought him back, and they had to get him to start thinking about all the happy thoughts. That's how you fly. And that's how you become Peter Pan. That's how you can fly. But you got to have happy thoughts. And they have to be about yourself. Things that make you happy to believe that you can do anything. And that's my motto. Like that's what I live by. And that's how I hoop. That's how I play basketball. That's my motto of who I am, and I want to be happy happy and positive. When you're happy, great things start to happen.
And that's definitely one of the things you notice about you on the court. Whenever you're on the court, you're legitimately having a good time playing the game, right? And that's what the kids should really take out of it is, do what you want to do, that you have fun at, and just try your hardest, and get the book Heart Over Height, and let Nate Robinson be an inspiration to you. Nate, where can we get this book? Is it on your website or
it's on my website,
Amazon?
SteadyNate.com. It's on iBook, on the apps. It's in Barnes and Nobles. You can go to Amazon.com. Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so you're all over the map with that book.
Yeah.
Hey, I know you're probably running out of time, but I have one last question. With the with the season over right now, and a fresh start next season, what's your early prediction for the 2015 champions?
Oh man, I mean for us to think realistically, I mean everybody will always pick them, their team to get there because that's just us being competitors. But I really believe that if we can stay healthy, the Denver Nuggets will be a contending team. Like we'll be a contender. We'll be able to play in the playoffs and not just win a game, win a series, and on to the next. So that's where we're setting our goals. We're setting our goals high because, we want to be overachievers at times, and why not set your goals high and then achieve those? That's how we're thinking.
Exactly. Hey, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, and I always will be, but I'll tell you the truth, Denver's one of my favorite teams out west. It's just the way they play, and especially since they have half of my Knicks team from 3 years ago. So you guys are all old Knicks. So
we miss you, Nate. We miss you in the Big Apple. We want you back.
Man, thank you guys. I really appreciate that, man.
We'll root for the Knicks West, though. That's what Jay and I call the Nuggets. With Gallinari and
the
out
West,
there as well.
That's kind of sick.
Exactly.
Yeah,
all the old guys.
Hey, Nate, I just want to thank you for coming on. I wish we had a little more time, but maybe you can come on again before the season, and we'll see how your book's going and see how that rehab's going. Thanks again, everybody. Nate Robinson, go out and get his book, Heart Over Height.
Thanks for your time, Nate. Appreciate it on this Wednesday night.
Yeah.
All right, thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, everyone, that was it, Nate Robinson.